I'm doing a little bit different, the strategy on this one. So basically, I'm going to be paying my investors 8% on their investment. I mean, to me, this looks like a great deal. If we can do this in 1 year, obviously so much better. If it takes 2 years, well, so be it. Just going to have to happen. But I think we're going to get a lot of these units turned in the first year, and we'll be good to go. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mark Loeffler Experience. Today we're going to be going through a 15-unit building that I'm buying in Edmonton, Alberta. Yes, beautiful Edmonton, Alberta. Actually, I'm in Edmonton right now as we speak, so you're going to get a little bit of content from there. Comment down below, because I'm still going to be there. I'm going to be checking out Edmonton, Red Deer, and Calgary all of this week. Comment down below what questions you have for me that I should be asking these guys out here in Alberta that you want to know. All right, let's get started. 15 units in Edmonton. I have it under contract right now for $89,000 a unit. So let's just go ahead and say 15, equals 15 times 89,000. So that's $1,335,000, 0 cents. So I have arranged a first mortgage of 75%. I might be getting 80, yet let's just stick with 75 for now because I know that, I have that, but I'm working on an 80% mortgage. So now, as you can see, obviously my analyzer auto-populates for me, and we go ahead and see, oh look, it's put in the land transfer tax. Well, this being Alberta, we don't have that. So we can go ahead and take that out. So if I was buying this in Ontario, I'd be paying $23,000, but since I'm buying it in Alberta, we go 0. This is 15 units. I'm budgeting about $20,000 per unit for the suites to make them the way I like them. Basically, I mean, you guys have seen some of my finished suites. I do make them more condo style. And we'll be talking about the rents that I hope to get. So obviously, immediate repairs and renovations, $300,000. Inspection is going to cost me about $2,000. And appraisal is about $2,500. My financing costs. So depending on how I go with this, I might have a 2.5% lender fee. Legal costs, probably about $2,500. Other. So I am joint venturing this property, and I am taking a 3% acquisition fee on this deal. So again, my total investment's about $705,000 on this property. So a lot of people are going to ask why you're taking an acquisition fee or whatnot. And basically, and I'll share with you the structure behind this deal and how I'm doing all of it. So maybe I'll talk about the acquisition fee then. Let's just run through the numbers. Let's see if it's a good deal first, with all that stuff in there, if it's gonna make sense. So gross rents on this are $12,860 on the monthly side. And they are getting other income of about $930 annually, which is the laundry. So let's get in there, equals 930 divided by 12 is $77 a month. All right, let's run through these numbers real quick here. Utilities, obviously they don't break them out. $29,336. Property tax, $10,215. To be honest with you, like that's about half the price that I would pay in Hamilton on property taxes. So alone, right there, getting a deal. Insurance. They have $6,500. I know insurance rates are up across the board, so let's budget $7,500 on this. 5% property management, 5% repairs and maintenance. They do have a resident manager in place. So the resident manager takes $18,000 a year. I don't know that I'm going to pay my resident manager that much, but let's just put it in there as a placeholder. See, I don't even have a resident manager, so this never populates for me. There you go. All right, so vacancy, I'm going to pop that up to 3%. So on the surface, this deal cash flow is $1,400 a month at a 5.27 cap. If I get rid of that resident manager, it obviously gets a lot better. It's a 6.62 cap. Probably going to axe that resident manager. I've never had a resident manager on a 15-unit building, especially one that makes $18,000 a year. So in my negotiations, my shrewd negotiations, I'm probably going to get him released from that because it does make my numbers a lot better. And obviously, if the manager can be able to handle a lot of that stuff, then that's going to work. I don't know. I'm going out there. We'll see if that's possible or if I can reduce his duties, and we can figure that out. Right now, I have a first mortgage at 5% interest only that I can get. And I do like interest-only mortgages. Basically, this is a one-year term that's 6 years fixed, and I can refinance with any time within that first year. I know what I did. I made all of this whole column. I've turned it into dollar figure. That's why my debt, DSR and all that is all in dollars. And my returns are all in dollars too. So on the surface, I make a 5% cash return on this, 4% appreciation. But obviously, I'm not buying this for the return I'm going to get today. We'll go here and we look at the rent roll, and the average rent on a 2-bedroom is $850, $875. So let's call it $875. An average 2-bedroom rent in Edmonton is closer to $1,300. And I think when I do the work that I do on these, where I put in like a dishwasher, laundry, make them more condo-like style, so take down, make an open concept, that I think I'll be able to do a bit better than average, which I think $1,400, whereas condos are renting in the city 2 bedrooms for $1,800 to $2,000. So I think I'll be able to do a little bit better. Obviously, I'm going to learn a bit more on my trip. They're saying stabilized rent, so as is rent's $950. The other good thing I do like about Alberta is I can go ahead and economically evict people just by saying, once a year I can raise your rent. So it might be, okay, you're at $875, your new rent is $1,300. You can stay in that unit for $1,300, or you can just go ahead and find another property and they'll leave, and I can go ahead and renovate that unit and get that $1,300, $1,400. So there's going to be a little bit of that arbitrage as well. I do believe the market, the rents are that much below market. So if I can get, even if I have to keep that resident manager, like a 5.25 cap, I think we're doing okay. But without the resident manager, we're getting a 6.6 cap. All right, so as you can see, I have all my numbers in here for my after repair, and we're just gonna run through what this is gonna look like. So I've been told on a refinance, I should expect about a 5.5 cap. And I like to, on the conservative side. So on the conservative side, I should expect a 5.5 cap. The value is basically just the cap rate times the net operating income. We have 13 2-bedrooms and two one bedrooms. So we can just do 13 times 1,400 plus 2 times 1,200. So 20,600. We're going to get rid of this piddly laundry income. Again, I don't know if I can charge parking out there, so I'm just not going to put that in. The utility costs, I'm going to try to lower my utility costs. Every time I go in, I'm going to replace old toilets. I'm going to put LED lighting in the property. I will try to make it more efficient, so when I do renovate, I'm going to caulk seams and stuff like that. But I'm going to leave it as is for utility costs. But my goal would be to get the water costs down and the heating costs and that stuff down too. But not going to change anything right now in that. Obviously, property taxes are going to stay the same or be very minuscule changes in the next year. Insurance, hopefully we don't have another jump up, but we probably will. And then obviously property management and repairs and maintenance at 5% each. Now I don't have to have a resident manager, or even if I can get that cost cut in half, so I can do, I don't know, what's, $750 a month. So if I have the resident manager, so we're gonna do P&I of 2.4 right now. I don't think mortgage rates are gonna change all that much. So again, my monthly cash flow on this after repair is going to be $3,600. My cap rate is going to be 5.5. Obviously, debt coverage ratio looks good. So again, this is going to be a solid performing property. I'm going to make about a 3.75 cash on cash return. Obviously get some mortgage pay down, some appreciation, but the real kicker is obviously, well, I only bought this property for 1.3. I got a bunch of money into it. So let's go ahead and we will need another appraisal. We won't need an inspection. We'll already have done the renovations. So basically, we want our total investment. So are we going to get any money back? That's really what we want to know. So we want to do this amount minus the sum of there. So because that's a positive number, that means that I'm going to pay all the investors back, plus we're going to have $132,000 left over. Now, and again, as I said in one of my other videos, I'm doing a little bit different, the strategy on this one. So basically, I'm going to be paying my investors 8% on their investment. Their investment, total investment was $705,000. Let's call it 700 because I don't have some of those fees involved, but let's call it 700,000. So 700,000. Obviously, if I can do this in the first year, my cost is 56,000 that I pay to them, that they get paid with their $700,000 and they make their 56,000. If it takes me 2 years, obviously that's going to be $112,000 that they make before they get all their money back. So even if this takes me 2 years to do, we'll still have an extra $20,000 sitting there that we're going to split amongst us. Again, we're going to do 75%, 25% with an 8% preferred return. I mean, to me, this looks like a great deal. If we can do this in 1 year, obviously so much better. If it takes 2 years, well, so be it. Just going to have to happen. But I think we're going to get a lot of these units turned in the first year, and we'll be good to go. You guys let me know if you think this is a good deal. If you ever do want to invest with me, I think we're full up on this deal already. Yeah, if you ever do want to invest with me, comment down below. Shoot me your email address. We'll set up a time where we can have a 15-minute chat, see if there's a good fit, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you in the next one.